good evening, guys. Today we're going to talk about quantifiers. What is quantifier? Quantifier is a special word which means quantity. It expresses quantity. But first, we should know what's the difference between countable and uncountable nouns. So in this video, I'm going to make a little bit of review about countable and uncountable nouns, and then we are going to understand how to use quantifiers. So I'm going to share my screen here on the whiteboard, and we have to remember something. Okay. Well, first of all, we need to write the date. So today we are on Thursday. Okay. So it is October, and October 13th, right? And the year 2022. All right? This is important because you should know how to say the date in English. Well, so the topic is about quantifiers, right? Okay. So when we talk about quantifiers, we have to remember the vocabulary about countable and uncountable nouns. Okay, guys? First, countable nouns. So we have to remember, we have to analyze that countable nouns could be singular and plural. Okay? So that's important. So first we have singular nouns. All right, singular nouns. Okay. All right, I'm going to write some example of singular nouns. Okay, it's going to be a very fast review about some points in English. Then we are going to finish with the quantifiers topic. Okay, so in a singular nouns, as you remember very well, we have words such as, such as pencil, okay, such as book, such as teacher, such as, architect, such as engineer, I'm so sorry, one moment, please. Okay, architect and engineer, for example. Okay, then we have city, we have country, we have bus, we have the other word, bus, for example, we have box. There were some words about it. And we are going to add some of these words, man, woman, and for example, mouse. Then we have tooth and foot, for example. As you know very well, we have to make a difference between, what is singular and what is plural. So when we talk about singular, we use an article, which is or an. It depends on the next word. It means when the next word starts with a consonant, you say ah. And when the next word starts with a vowel, you say an. So we say a pencil, a book, a teacher. What about an architect? Architect is, you have to use an. Then an engineer too. An engineer, a city, a country, a bus, a box, a man, a woman, a mouse, a tooth, and a foot. Is that okay? All right. This is singular. It's not a big deal. Okay. Now we have to work on plural nouns. Okay. plural nouns. So that's it. You have to use the quantifier. So attention. So, but first we have to check it. What is the plural form of these words? Okay. So here we are. Now, so I copy here, and as you can see very well, in this case, I have to remember the plural rules. For example, pencil and city, country is gonna change something. So I'm gonna write here some of this. So attention, here we are. So I'm in. You have to add S-E-S or you change I-E-S. For example, when you talk about pencil, you add S, pencils. Books, you say books, right? Teachers, it is teachers. And when you say architects, you say architects. I'm sorry. And then when we talk about engineer, we say engineers. Okay? So it's just a feedback. So here we are. City. In this case, we say cities. Then we have countries. Then we have buses. Then we have boxes. Then we have, oh, that's enough. So why? Because when you study the nouns, you have to remember that are in regular and irregular, right? So in this case, these are regular. What about the orders? Well, the orders are irregular. So that's it. These are irregular. So when it's irregular, it changed. It completely changed. For example, I'm going to take it out here. Okay. And we are going to write it in another box. Okay. So when we talk about it, you don't say man, you say man, and you say women, and you say mice. Okay. Excuse me. You say mice, and then we say teeth, and we say feet. Okay, it changed. But most of the time, as we use a or an in singular nouns, in plural nouns we use some. So that you have to remember about it. Okay, so we use some. All right, some. Okay, some pencils, some books. Oh my gosh, I change. I confuse. Well, it happens sometimes. So some people, some person. It's not correct to say some person. You say some people. Okay. It usually works with, no, it always works with plural nouns, not with singular. Okay. So you must be careful about it. Okay. So here we are. All right. So it's on here. But this, these are singular, these are plural nouns. So I have to write here plural nouns. All right, so plural nouns. And now when we have to remember, we use the word some as a quantifier. Some pencils. You know that there are more than two, but you don't know exactly how many. That's why you say some. Of course, you can say 2 pencils, 3 pencils, 4 pencils, 5 pencils. But in this case, you're using this word. Okay? So something you have to remember just for singular and just for plural, that you have to use the word to say I in English. In English is there is. For example, you say there is a pencil. in my bookcase, pencil case, sorry. There is a pencil on my pencil case. Is that okay? All right. So now, when we talk about the plural nouns, we have to remember, attention. Okay, we have to remember that we can change these words, some words, the word some with the quantifier. So the quantifier is used only in plural nouns and with uncountable nouns. So in this case, we say there are. Okay, there are. There are some pencils. That's good. Okay. And of course, when I want to make a question, I should say how many. How many? So how many pencils? How many books? How many students are there in my class? So you have to make the questions. Okay. And when you are talking about plural nouns, you have to remember that some is you can replace with the word so many. You can say many. You can say a lot of. You can say lots of. Okay, and a few. Okay, or just few words. Okay, these are the quantifiers you can use instead of some. Okay, you have to use these quantifiers instead of some. So some pencils. So many pencils. A few pencils, for example. Okay, so these words are the quantifiers that you have to work with countable nouns in plural way. Okay, then we have this the other nouns, which are uncountable nouns. Okay, so here we are, uncountable nouns. Okay, so when we talk about uncountable nouns, so it's not singular, it's not plural, so we have to write the examples. For example, we say milk, we say water, we say sugar, we say salt. Of course, things we can count is such as pollution, such as traffic. Traffic is another one. So, traffic. Okay, pollution, traffic. Then we can talk about milk, water, sugar, salt, pollution, traffic. And the other one is the word equipment, for example, equipment. So these words mustn't be written in plural, okay? So mustn't be written in plural. These words must be written the way you can see here. And of course, if you just want to say that there is some milk, some salt, some sugar, some traffic, or some equipment. Okay, pollution, traffic, and equipment, for example. And as you can see very well here, and when we want to say I with the countable nouns, we say there is. Okay, there is. There is milk, there is some sugar, there is some salt, there is some traffic, something like that. And then you have to remember that you have to use the question how much. So, for example, if you want to say how much pollution is there, is the correct question. How much pollution is there? And what's your answer? Well, your answer could be some, or you can use the quantifiers such as so much, such as much, such as a lot of, and such as lots of, excuse me, a lot of, and such as lots of, or a little, or just little. Okay, and that's it. So you can replace, it depends on you. It depends of the quantity you want to express, right? All right, guys. So to make a summary, I have to say that, look, when you want to use the quantifiers, you have to remember if it is countable or uncountable noun. When you are talking about countable nouns, these quantifiers are not used with singular. These are always used with plural nouns. You can make the question, how many? And you can say there are books, there are 6 books, there are 5 books, there are 10 books in the classroom. All right. And if you want to tell the quantity, means more, you say so many, many, a lot of, lots of, which are synonyms, and a few and few. Okay. Cuando quieres decir pocos. And then you have to remember that if these words are uncountable nouns, you have to use the words, the quantifiers, so much, much, a lot of, lots of, a little, and little. Oh my gosh, I confused here. Well, I'm going to check it here right now. So little. All right, now it's okay. Very good. So that's it, guys. These are when we talk about countable and uncountable nouns. Thanks for your attention. So see you next time.